On this welcome Sunday, this first Sunday after Labor Day, we have the joy and excitement of launching a new year here at Trinity Church in Southport. We've invited 75 new households to our services today with a personal invitation hand-delivered to mailboxes. These are folks who have moved to our area in the last 6 months or so. So if any of you might be here today, we're thrilled to have you, and we're just so pleased that you decided to join us. So thank you for trying us out. Please know you are welcome here and to all that we do. And I want to say a special welcome to our baptism family, the Barringtons, and to all their guests who have come long distances to join us for the celebration of little Hayden's baptism. And to the folks out at home, I'm waving to the cameras because I know you're there with us in spirit and you are part of this community too, and we miss you very much. How do we begin a new season here at Trinity Church? Well, Christianity is all about new life. So if you're wondering why even go to church, my answer is that church provides for us a place to find new life. Here we can encounter God. This is the place where we can find the sacred gifts of hope and healing, as well as finding new friends and new connections. This is the place where we were baptized into a new life through our baptism, and where baby Hayden will be welcomed through her baptism today. One way to welcome renewal into our own lives is to put to rest that which is not life-giving to us. This year, as we grapple with the dual pandemics of the coronavirus and racism, what needs to change? Paul Tillich wrote, and he was a theologian who died in about 1965, who taught at my seminary in New York. Paul Tillich wrote, "Out of the death of the old, the new arises." So what is it that we need to let go of so that we can have a more abundant life together as God's people? Today, the gospel tells us about forgiveness. Forgiveness allows new life because it's healing and it builds community. It binds people back together where they had broken relationships. We have to make our peace with the past in order to make space for our future. So today in our gospel, Jesus tells a parable about a generous king who forgives a huge debt. In today's money, it would be millions of dollars. And then that same man who received that grace from the king goes out and does not forgive someone else who owed him money, a much smaller amount. And this makes the king furious. So he forces his servant to repay him every last penny. The point of this parable is not to take it literally, but to see that the gift of grace should beget more grace. Yet when we've done things in our lives that we're ashamed of, we don't think very highly of ourselves. And perhaps it's hard for us to receive the grace of others. Perhaps we don't think we're worthy to receive grace or to go before God or even to be at church. And so it's a challenge to transfer the grace that we have received from our loving God onto others. But Jesus tells us just the opposite. He tells us that you and I are forgiven and that we are welcome in God's presence. And consequently, we have a church community here which is full of imperfect people, myself included, who realize that we are better than the worst things that we have ever done. We're better than that. We believe that we are better than the wrongs that we've done in our lives. And more than that, we are loved despite whatever the worst thing that we've ever done. We're still loved anyway. So when we err and stray like lost sheep, we can ask God for forgiveness, and God hears us and grants us grace. And in the same way, we are called to forgive others, to grant them grace, finding that balance between justice and mercy. But we remember that our God always errs on the side of mercy. Our God, whose property is always to have mercy. A loving heart seeks to understand and repair relationships, and forgiveness, of course, is the key to building strong relationships. As the Roman Catholic theologian Henry Nouwen wrote, the hard truth is that all people love poorly. We need to forgive and be forgiven every single day, every hour, increasingly. And that is the great work of love among the fellowship of the weak that is the human family. The poet George Herbert wrote 500 years ago, "Love bade me welcome." Our loving God is the host who bids us welcome here in the church, who invites us into new, renewed relationships that offer hope and life. This annual Welcome Sunday is a new beginning, and I hope that you will find a spiritual home here at Trinity, a place to come as we are, to share our stories, a place to learn and to grow, and a place where we can all serve as agents of reconciliation. So please know you are welcome here in the name of Christ. Amen.